All praise, honor, and glory go to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Peace and safety to the hopefully elect, all the sincere brothers, pushing the Heavenly Father's word out of a pure heart in sincerity and in truth. And for everybody that don't know Yahweh, that's the name of the Heavenly Father who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahweh Shai, that's the name of the only begotten Son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And in this video, I'm going to deal with NASA and the deception, the lie about them landing on Mars. So this is an article from USA Today. It says pre-servant rover successfully land on Mars. Mars are one of the so-called planets which don't exist according to the Bible. Planets don't exist according to the Bible. Mars is a Greek god of war. And using NASA is the way they get you to believe that these planets exist, therefore believing that their gods exist. So it says a key step in NASA research for a sign of life, which is confusion. Remember, according to John 8:44, there's no truth in him. He's the father of lies. The Heavenly Father refers to Esau, the so-called white man, the lion cracker, as a liar. So it says NASA newest robotic explorer has landed safely on Mars after nearly 3 million mile journey that began on a Florida launch pad, which is a bunch of confusion. And I'm going to show you that's nothing but confusion, because planets don't exist. We don't live on a spinning water ball. And the sun, the earth is not rotating around the sun. And this all based on the Bible, man. Okay, it's based on the Bible. But like I said, using NASA is the tool, science, astrology, is the tool that Esau used to get you to believe in his gods. And through religion, through his education, through his ideologies, he gets you to worship those gods. So this is Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 27 to show you that space don't exist according to what the white man referred to as space. All right, with the planets, the galaxy, all that's confusion, all that's lies. Like I said, NASA, science, astrology, that's the tool that Esau uses to get you to believe that these planets exist. And these planets represents the Edomite gods: Jupiter, Mars, Pluto, Mercury. And I'm going to show you that in the scriptures. So verse 25, and there was a voice from the firmament. Now the firmament, which is H7549, it says extended surface, solid expanse, firmament. So we live in the firmament. According to the book of Genesis, he placed the sun, the moon, and the stars in the firmament, not out in space. So it says expanse, flat as base, support, firmament of the vault of heaven, supporting waters above. Supporting waters above. So it's considered a vault. And the Lord creation, which is animals, the seas, the trees, the clouds, human beings, are all in that vault. So this notion that Esau been outside the firmament, which he calls space, is just a lie. It's just confusion, man. Using witchcraft, sorcery, by the way of NASA, science, and astrology. So it says considered by Hebrews. So if you're a Hebrew Israelite, you so-called Negroes here in America, as solid supporting waters above. If you're an Israelite, which you Negroes here in America are Hebrew Israelites, and you believe in these planets, that these planets exist, like I said, using NASA, science, astrology is how he gets you to believe, how Esau gets you to believe that these planets actually exist. And through his ideologies, he gets you to worship these gods, these Edomite gods. So it says, considered by Hebrews as solid. So nobody has been outside the firmament, man. Okay? And supporting waters above, not space, not a galaxy. So it says visible arc of the sky, the firmament, the visible arc of the sky. So it says that was over their head when they stood and had let down their wings, and above the firmament, there was over his head was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of sapphire stone, and upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above and upon it. So according to the Bible, the only thing outside of the firmament, which is the vault of heaven, the ark of the sky, only thing above the firmament is the Heavenly Father and his throne and the host of heaven, man. Not no goddamn planets. Like I said, those planets represents the Edomite gods. And used through NASA, through his astrology, through his science, through his witchcraft, he gets you to believe that these planets, so-called gods, Edomite gods, exist. And through his ideologies, like religion, he gets you to worship these gods. So let's get another precept in the book of Acts chapter 14 and verse 12. It says, and they called Barnabas Jupiter, which is one of Esau's one of Esau's planets, one of his gods. Okay, Jupiter. Let's look up this word Jupiter. And as you can see on your screen, is G2203, and it says Zeus. So like I said, these using NASA, he used NASA and his astronomy to get you to believe that these planets exist. And these planets represents their gods, man. So if you believe that they exist, and then he uses ideology to get you to worship him. We know Zeus go back to Jesus, which is Jesus, man. Which is Jesus, which is one of the so-called white man, the Edomite gods, man. But using NASA, he called it Jupiter, using his witchcraft. He gets you people to believe that these planets, these gods exist, man. So it says Jupiter or Zeus, a father of help. The national god of the Greeks corresponds to the Roman Jupiter, all right, which are one of the planets, okay, that don't exist. So it says, and Paul Mercurius, which is the planet Mercurius or Hermes, herald of the gods. So these are Edomite gods. Planets don't exist. The reason they get you to convince you that these planets exist, to get you to believe that their gods exist. Their gods, which are no gods. All right? Which are no gods. And at the same time, push confusion through his religion about the Bible, about the true one God, Yahweh. Because Esau don't believe in the Heavenly Father. He believe in Zeus. And that's what that Jesus represents, Zeus, a Edomite god, man. It says a Greek deity called by the Romans Mercurius, okay, Mercury. So representing the planet of Mercury, man, which is just an Edomite god. The planet Mercury don't exist. The whole purpose of convincing you that these planets exist is to get you to believe that Mercury, Pluto, Jupiter, Mars exists, man. And like I said, through his confusion, his witchcraft, his sorcery, he gets you to worship these gods, man. So let's get one last precept to the book of Isaiah. Expose this lying devil and his astronomy. His astronomy. So this is Isaiah chapter 47. Because the Heavenly Father warned us about this devil and his astronomy. So this is Isaiah 47:12. Stand now with thy enchantments and with thy multitude of sorceries. And when you look up this word sorcery, it says witchcraft. Witchcraft. And that's what astronomy, that's what he used NASA to do, push witchcraft and put you under a spell into believing that his gods exist. He just do it by the way of planets. Wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art worried in the multitude of counsels, because this devil have a multitude of ways to put spells on you. Like I said, astronomy, through his science, through his entertainment, through his education, through his religion. So he have a multitude of counsels to push his witchcraft, man, his confusion. Let now the astrologers, and we all know what astrologers, it says astrologers with objects of heaven. All right. So through astrology, he convinced the majority of people on this earth that these planets exist. And when you believe planets exist, you believe that his gods exist. All right. So let's see. It says the stargazers and monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things which shall come upon thee. And in verse 12 it says, thou hast labored from thy youth, because these gods go all the way back to the Greeks, to the Greco-Roman Greek Empire, dealing with Edomite gods, man. And that's simply what these planets represent. Like I said, Mars is the god of war. You see, Jupiter represents Zeus. His whole objective is to get you to believe that these planets that don't exist. And once he gets you to believe that, through his ideologies, through his confusion, through his witchcraft, he gets you to worship these gods. And basically that's the point. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.